Clinical trials are being carried out in Lausanne on a potential vaccine against Ebola, chosen by the World Health Organization. It's produced by the British company GlaxoSmithKline, but the technology behind it was developed by Okairos, a small Basel biotech company. Riccardo Cortesi is an Italian molecular biologist. He's the inventor of the vaccine. His company was based in Basel when he came up with the technology for it. That technology and the firm were then bought by GlaxoSmithKline.
This is a good place to set up biotech companies. And the third reason is that I like it here. As I said, my wife likes it here very much, so that we enjoy being in Basel. So it's both business and a private choice.
Basel is a good place for biotech companies, as it's easier to come across venture capitalists ready to invest in promising startups in the field of biotech. That's why, back in 2007, investor Markus Horsank brought Cortesi's company to Basel. At the time, Ebola was of marginal importance.
The technology developed by Okairos was one that could be used to tackle many different diseases. At the time, the goal was to combat hepatitis C, and it's a technology that can also be used in cancer immunotherapy. To demonstrate how solid the technology is, it was also tested in the context of Ebola, in animal experiments in the US. But I must admit, we didn't expect that we would pursue the Ebola vaccine at a commercial level.
Last year, Okairos and its technologies were bought by GlaxoSmithKline for €250 million. The British conglomerate wants to use its methods to develop vaccines against hepatitis C, HIV and malaria, all diseases that are widespread and so are commercially viable projects. Cortesi still owns research laboratories in Italy and employs 24 researchers. He's now also working on commission for GlaxoSmithKline.
Due to the sudden and urgent need, Glaxo is collaborating with us, has given us essentially a contract to actually manufacture the vaccine. At the moment, all the doses, including the one that is now today going to be used in Switzerland, they all come from our laboratory, manufacturing laboratory in Rome.
One of Switzerland's biggest pharma companies, Novartis, is no longer a player in the business of vaccine production. The pharma group sold its vaccine division to GlaxoSmithKline. In the past, Basel-based Novartis also expressed an interest in Cortesi's company.
The Novartis Venture Fund invested in Okairos and most likely will invest in my new venture.
But they didn't buy the company, why?
Well, I mean, that was a bit, we sold to the most highest bidder and the most sexy offer, and Glaxo was the best offer.
On the other side of town, pharma giant Roche was never a player in the field of vaccines. For its part, Roche is working on a quick test that can determine within hours whether someone has Ebola or not. The test is already viable, but only for research purposes.
We've been using it already, but it would still need to be approved for use for the general public. We can't say how long it will take, but we want, of course, to make this test available as soon as possible.
Basel is a hub for the pharmaceutical industry, and the inventor of this Ebola vaccine is still connected to it.
I set up a new company that would like to find a cure for cancer, a new way to treat cancer.
You will be successful too?
I hope so.
It's back to the financing drawing board for Cortesi.